there's a lot of grind. There's a lot of procedures. There's a lot of daily things that, you should be doing as an agent in order to advance or excel and, put yourself in an opportunity to get leads.
What's up, everybody? This is Nick with Agent Elite. I'm the marketing and media director here. I have with us Nick Reis, our COO and co-founder. Today we're going to be talking about lead generation, specifically targeting buyers more so. Nick, can you go ahead and start with this?
All right. Hey, good morning, everybody. So today let's talk about real estate and generating buyer leads, which is super important, right? Every agent has been talking about this. It's a topic that is continuous. It's something that will probably always be, right? It's something that if you go out there and do your research on how do I get more leads, how do I get more leads, how do I get more leads, there's thousands and thousands of articles out there that are focused on that. So there's just a couple things that I really want to focus on when we talk about some of the training and education that we do for our particular clients, right? Obviously the website is like kind of the end all be all, and everything we do from a marketing standpoint should be funneling that traffic back to the website. There are some things that you could be doing that will help you generate more buyer leads, right? At the end of the day, your website is only as good as the amount of traffic you get to it. So, a lot of times people just want to pay for a lead, or they want to just reap the rewards of the lead. It's like everybody wants to harvest the crop, but no one actually wants to go out and do the dirty work.
Yep.
And that's the challenge, I think, with today's market is we've streamlined so many things that, most real estate agents kind of lose sight of what the job actually entails. They think that, hey, we get into real estate, I just get to show homes and close deals, and that's not the case. There's a lot of grind. There's a lot of procedures. There's a lot of daily things that, you should be doing as an agent in order to advance or excel and, put yourself in an opportunity to get leads. So a couple things that we really talk about is just, obviously we've talked about in past episodes is creating local pages for neighborhoods and school districts. Being able to utilize your website to create saved searches that target specific buyers and based on what they're looking for. We talk about this all the time. Content is key. Plus you're an expert in the area. So, you should be creating these targeted searches based on neighborhoods, subdivisions, communities, school districts, let's say for people on the East Coast, townships, right? Ultimately, as the internet has progressed, right, we can't compete against, Zillow and Trulia and Realtor for these big, broad phrases. And so we really want to, hone in on exactly the type of buyer that we're trying to focus on. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not the end all be all, and it does take time, to see, that ranking, start to progress. And, but at the end of the day, if you're going to be doing something, you want to be doing something that's at least giving you an opportunity. And that's really the primary, focus behind what it is that we're trying to do. And, it's really easy to do. I mean, it's not a lot of effort to go in if your provider allows you to do that by going into the back end of the site, creating these very targeted niche type searches that will then be indexed and optimized. So, buyers, we're starting to become a lot more savvy in regards to the way that, we're searching. And especially with, Google Home, Alexa, and all that stuff kind of tied into the TV, I kind of feel like that's the next, trend. But even so, we're getting a lot more specific on the things that we're looking for within the internet. So there's no need to go through 2 or 3 channels to get what we want when we can now put exactly what we want in Google and be able to show up for those particular phrases. Now, Another thing that we talk about is just, creating local content, like even using videos. Videos are they're important. They're powerful, right? I mean, this is why we're kind of starting, to really kind of put our money where our mouth is, and, starting to get into more of these, podcast type, training videos, because, we can't deny the fact that, video is where it's at. But don't worry, like, just be yourself when you're doing it. And it can be very easy, things to do in regards to, maybe just have your camera out and, videotape yourself. I mean, talk about the community. What are some of the local attractions? Maybe, explain to us, school districts and whatnot, right? Review your favorite restaurants, your favorite local spots. Create videos about upcoming events. Videos, it's just super powerful, and they're also more engaging too. So I think a lot of times agents so focus on the end result, and that's the sale, they forget to, kind of take a step back and become that local expert, in their community, right? It's getting more involved. It's exposure. It's, letting people know that, hey, I am the neighborhood expert in this area. And the more of these videos that you create and you start to, put into not only YouTube, which is awesome, but integrate into your website. And then once it's integrated into your website, then you can share that on social media. Right. And your videos obviously are going to get way more user engagement than anything else. Yeah. Right. I think we're just getting so tired of just the standard, I know content is key. We talk about that, but when we're talking about, interaction and social interaction within social media, we're also trying to get as much user engagement as possible, because the more user engagement we get, then the more people that are going to see that video. So, the more information that you can provide to your prospective buyers and sellers, right, via your website, and again, everything we do, we want to funnel that back to the website. The better it's going to be for you. Also doing like video walkthroughs of homes. It's pretty easy, and I think sometimes agents goes, well, I don't really have the money to do like these professional videos, and we get that. Sometimes videos could be costly depending on how nice you want it, right? Yeah. But at the same time, something's better than nothing, and I think people can appreciate the authenticity, behind, just people in general. So, don't try to compare yourself to what other agents are doing or what other people doing, because if you did, then you'll just never start. Just a few just fun facts, based on some research I've done is, homes listed with videos actually get 4 times the inquiries of homes listed without videos, which is an interesting stat. So if that, that being said, and these are stats that, are coming from, NAR, right? And if NAR is telling us that videos are progressing and that videos are getting 4 times the amount of inquiries,
4 times is a lot.
Then why wouldn't we go out of our way to, focus on that? Another thing is 1/3 of all online activity is spent watching videos.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
I sit at home, and I get captivated by it. I'm just going through,
you get sucked in.
Social media, right? And then all of a sudden it's, this video. Now when you click on the video, other videos pop up afterwards, right? That are kind of relevant to the video you're watching. And then I catch myself, flipping through these videos more so than I do actually, watching TV, which is interesting. Another thing is of the home buyers who use video in their search, 86%, they're using it to research particular communities, while 70% use it to tour inside of a home. So this is where it kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier is, becoming engaged in your community by, doing videos that are reviews based on your favorite restaurants, things to do, community events, what's coming up. Is it a movie night in the park? creating a little video. Hey, tonight, we're having, movie night in the park. So, love for you guys to come by and check it out. It's going to be an awesome event. I'll be out here with my family. Make sure you stop by and say hi. It doesn't have to be extravagant.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just user engagement is all we're trying to do. And then you integrate that into social media, and then you share that onto your personal page, and then all of a sudden people are going back to your business page.
Well, and when you keep it casual like that, it kind of keeps them. It feels more familiar. It feels more like a relationship.
Yeah, it's just you being real. The idea of marketing in general is just to make sure that we're always staying in front of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you want to have a successful career in real estate, then you have to get in front of as many people as you can.
Of course.
And the way to do that is through social media, right? But making sure that you're doing it in a way that people can relate to, and then making sure that you're driving that traffic back into your website. So that being said, also an interesting thing is including videos into emails are starting to become more and more popular. And I was doing some research the other day, and it turns out that videos and emails actually double the click-through rate, and it also reduces the opt-out rate, they say, by 75%.
Wow.
So, a lot of the CRMs that are out there and a lot of the things that are going on, they now give you the ability to include, video into that. And, I would highly suggest it. It's something that, agents are starting to do. It's captivating. It allows the user to actually sit there and engage and kind of get sucked in versus, as I kind of feel, and this is just my opinion, right, is I do less reading than I do looking at videos. So even when I'm researching in regards to, just sales, in regards to real estate marketing, in regards to, what this is doing, what's that doing, I am more inclined to sit through a video and watch what's going on than I am to just sit there. It's like, we're so fast paced nowadays that, most of us don't have the attention span of I have the attention span of a 5-year-old, so I'm not going to just sit there and read all the time. So those are just some different things that you can be doing to generate some buyer leads, and I think they're very important. Also, utilizing landing pages and single property websites, those are super important. Creating a landing page and integrating it into social media is not only going to get you more exposure, but it'll also, direct or funnel traffic back into your website, which is, the ultimate goal. And then also posting on, Facebook. It's like, hey, what do you think about this listing, right? Based on what you see, what do you think about the area or the community that's there? And everything we do is evolved around just overall user engagement. And if you're posting on social media but you're not getting the user engagement, then you're not, no one's going to see it, right? It's not really doing you any good. And I think that's a lot of times, we try to automate that whole entire system, and we're just posting random crap. But you got to remember, who your target market is, and focus on that. Be authentic, be yourself, engage in your community, respond to comments. Also most communities, most cities have neighborhood pages on Facebook. Yeah. And I see it all the time, and it's kind of like a loaded question. Is you get these individuals that are like, hey, anybody know an agent? And then you have 500 agents. I'm an agent, and that's the only time that they really want to engage into that community page. But can you imagine if you are getting out of your comfort zone and you're showcasing your listings? Now I know each community kind of has some rules on what you can showcase and what you can't, so make sure that you're following that. But engaging into just the neighborhood conversations, things of that nature. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, it definitely does.
Now, there's a lot of ways that we can be focused on in regards to buyer leads, right? We can buy leads and we can generate leads organically. And I'm a firm believer that you should be doing both, right? Because
Totally.
at the end of the day, with anything, it's a numbers game. And so the more people we get in front of them, the more leads we have to nurture in our system, the better off that we're going to be. Every agent's like, well, NAR, 80% of my business is referrals. Okay, great. But how big is your referral base? Mm-hmm. And your referral base can never stop growing, right? And so
True.
If you're saying 80% of your business is referral leads, focus on expanding your network, right? And you do that by getting involved via social media, being consistent on commenting on certain posts.
Stay engaged with them, literally. Stay engaged with them even. I mean, yeah.
Yep, staying engaged, which is super important.
Mm-hmm.
I think we try to complicate things a lot more than what it really is. And, a lot of this just comes down to like time management too, making sure that, not only do we stay consistent within social media, but we also stay consistent with providing, our audience, content and information that is going to be relevant to the areas that they're looking in. And that is, safe searches, that is, blogging about community events and all these things that we're doing. You're not seeing, the fruit of all the labor right away. You're going to see that, in 3, 6, 9, 10, 12 months. I mean, we have to, do it now, for later, because, the market's always going to go up and down. And, when the market's, high, what do you need to be doing? Well, you need to be marketing. You need to be out there. You need to be engaged. And when the market comes down, what do you need to do? Well, you need to market and do all the things even more so, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of just making the excuses of, well, the market's down right now. How many closings you had? Well, I've only had 3 or 4. Well, what do you want to do to get to 7 or 8? Well, I don't really have any other things that are going on. It's like, you just kind of want to shake them sometimes and say, look, I mean, you have all the potential in the world to increase your overall exposure, but you're being one of those agents that just wants to harvest the crop without doing all the other stuff that's needed to get there. And then it's also crazy to me too, because we look at what a website is and what it's set up for. And, that's where primarily a lot of the, buyer leads and stuff are going to come from. So, generating seller leads is a little different than when you're generating buyer leads. 73% of home buyers say, they're more likely to list with a realtor who offers to create videos for them, but only 4% of the agents are actually, putting their listings on YouTube or Facebook and things of that nature. Generating seller leads is a little different than generating buyer leads. Everything we do from a marketing standpoint is going to generate us primarily buyer leads, because most people, who are listing with agents are listing with agents who are most active in the community. Or, when you drive around town and you see this one agent's yard sign all the time, they know who that primary agent is. And if I'm going to list my house in a specific area, I'm going to list it with the agent who's selling the most homes in that area, because they know the market, they know
the results are there.
The results are there. So, but in regards to just, let's focus for this purpose just on, the buyer leads, or buyer traffic or whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, your website should be your primary focus. And that's not only, generating leads. And once you generate the leads, it's making sure you have systems in place to nurture those clients to keep them coming back. Because, the average buyer is going to take, 3, 6, 9 months, to be able to convert or transfer over into something that, we're actually getting them out in the field and we're looking at homes. It's not an instant gratification. It takes time and
constant effort.
So there's a lot of ways and there are some other things that we provide our agents in regards to what it is that we focus on and things that they can be doing to help generate additional buyer leads. But for today's purpose, I just wanted to keep it very short and simple. And really just kind of focus on, obviously, community pages. It becomes a lot easier because there's not a lot of content that you have to write, especially if you can go in and create, these saved searches and get them indexed and optimized. But
Yeah.
I want to encourage agents to one, see if their website provider allows them to do that. If it doesn't, then they need to reach out to us, right? Because right now we're so confident in where our clients rank that you give us any major city in the U.S. and for long tail key phrases, and our clients are sitting number one organically. And while sitting number one organically for long tail key phrases, it's not the end all be all, but it is one piece to the puzzle. And again, the more exposure you get, the more opportunity you have, to convert that traffic in a lead, and that's ultimately what we're trying to do. And then two, the purpose of this is really just to encourage agents to, I always say sometimes you have to do the ridiculous in order to see the miraculous. So, at the end of the day, just get out there, be yourself, and people buy from people they like. And so, you're going to have some people that may not agree with it, but hey, that's okay. Just keep moving forward, keep investing, and the results will always come. Does that make sense?
Yep. Keep generating that traffic.
All right. Well, that's really all I have. I mean, if anybody's interested in, I believe we have an infographic that agents can download, right? That talks about some of the things that we teach our agents in regards to generating buyer leads and how to market in a way to make sure that they're funneling via not just what we offer, but via, everything else that's going out there. And I think that's one thing that makes us unique in regards to what we do is we're not here just to focus on just this one aspect. We're here to look at the bigger picture for these agents. Where are you spending your money? What type of return on investment are you getting? And, we want to be able to, realign those, where you're spending, what you're doing, and make sure that you're getting the best out of everything, that you're doing. But at the end of the day, it takes you as an agent to be, consistent in your marketing efforts. And again, I understand that, they get sometimes we get that new toy excitement, but it's just a matter of just, making sure that, we're always just being consistent, and it's just consistency is key. So sometimes you have to do the ridiculous in order to see the miraculous, but the fruits of your labor are going to be well worth it in the end. You look at any top producing agent, right? Any top producing agent, and they're not just relying on brokerage marketing. They're out there. I mean, people know who they are. They're investing. They're daily investing into other people's lives. And the more people you touch, right, the more lives you touch, the more engagement that you get, the better it's going to be for you and your business. Just like us, right?
Yep.
The more people we talk to, right? The more people, we get in front of, the more videos that we do. And do our videos get thousands of visits? No, not yet. I mean, someday, right? Maybe millions. I don't know. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? What matters is us just being consistent, doing everything that we can do to continue to invest into the agents' lives that we touch, and to continue to educate them in regards to things that are working and things that aren't working based on the thousands of agents that we work with each and every single month. So if you're one of those agents, and even if you're a client and it's been a while since you've reached out to us, give us a call. Like, allow us to spend time. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's what we're passionate about. We want to invest, into you. We want to see you as successful as you can possibly be. I mean, the more successful you are, the longer you stay with us. So it's a win-win for both of us. So
it's a good partnership.
It's not about the money. It's about providing them with the resources in order to take their business, to the next level. And so I want to encourage you, if you're watching this video and you're not a part of the Agent Elite family, I want to encourage you, just reach out and give us a shout and allow us to do, kind of analyze, what it is that you're doing, and ask us any questions that you have. And if we don't have the answer to it, we'll let you know, right? And we'll at least go figure it out. But we are the resource, right? We are your marketing team. We are your experts in regards to that. So stop looking around. Just call us and say, hey, have you heard of this? Does this work? Does this not work? What is your thoughts? And we're not here to, there's a lot of great marketing tools out there. There's a lot of other, great companies out there that are doing some pretty, amazing things. And And obviously, we don't want to stop anything that's working for them.
Yeah.
We that's not our intentions, right? And there's a lot of products and services out there that work really well, especially with the things that we're doing. And at the end of the day, if it's something that's going to be benefiting you, then we're going to let you know. And if it's something that is not going to benefit you, or if we hear otherwise, then we will give you our opinion, and then allow you to make that decision on your own. And so that's all I have in regards to that. Again, there's a lot of ways to do buyer leads. There's a lot of ways to do things right. This is not the golden nugget by any means, but at the end of the day, there just network. Get as many of these fillers out there as you possibly can. Utilize your website the way that it's truly intended for. Make sure whatever you're doing marketing-wise funnels back into the website. Otherwise, you're just, basically just spinning your wheels.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you very much, Nick. I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for going over this topic. There's a lot of good information here, guys. Remember to stay tuned each and every Tuesday for a new episode of the Traffic is Key series. If you want, you can reach out to us on social media at Agent Elite or at Agent Elite Inc. You can also send us an email at support@agentelite.com or visit our website at agentelite.com. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for next week.